You're listening to Menopause Natural Solutions, Episode 2, Hot Flushes. Are you looking for natural solutions for your perimenopause and menopausal symptoms? Naturopath Jennifer Harrington and the team at Menopause Natural Solutions invite you to join us on a journey of healing, utilising nutrition, supplements, herbal medicine, lifestyle strategies and environmental changes to overcome symptoms such as hot flushes, night sweats, insomnia and so much more. Hello and welcome back to episode 2. Today we are going to discuss hot flushes. But before we get started, I wanted to read you a quote. It's by Dr. Sandra Thompson, who's from the University of Western Australia. She says, if menopausal symptoms were due solely to hormonal changes, then the menopausal experience would be more homogeneous. What she is saying here is that your hormones aren't fully to blame for your experience of menopause. Think about it for a moment. All women will stop menstruating, and all women will have lower hormone levels, but not all women will struggle through the menopausal transition. So what else could be to blame? It could be that your hormone receptors are dysfunctional. For hormones to work, they must bind to receptors. Receptors need certain nutrients or cofactors to be able to receive the hormone. Nutritional deficiencies can prevent this from occurring. Common cofactor nutrients include zinc, magnesium, B vitamins, vitamin A, and iodine. The other issue with receptors is that they can get dirty and have blockages preventing the hormone from being able to attach. Substances that like to clog up hormone receptors include xenoestrogens. Think about your plastics here. Toxic metals such as lead and other toxic chemicals such as fragrances. Estrogen receptors are located in many parts of the female body and can be found in the reproductive system, the skin, the breast, adrenal glands, bladder, kidney, bones, joints, lungs, intestines, lymphatic system, heart, blood vessel, and brain. The hypothalamus part of the brain is responsible for temperature regulation, sex drive, sleep, moods, and memories. So it makes sense that if estrogen receptors aren't being activated in the hypothalamus, that issues with temperature regulation, like hot flushes, may occur. Remember what Dr. Thompson said at the start? Lack of hormones probably aren't the reason for the symptoms. What I found in clinical practice is that adding specific nutrients like magnesium and zinc and a B vitamin can help the smaller amount of hormones go further. Add to this a cleaner environment, and you're really on the right track. I've attached to your show notes a document called Homes for Health. It's 36 expert tips for a healthier home, and this document was written by the team at Harvard University, and it's a starting place for improving the environment in which you live in. Many women notice they have certain triggers preceding a flush, such as a hot drink, like coffee, alcohol, sugar, gluten, spicy foods, smoking, stress. Actually, stress is a huge trigger. When you are stressed, your adrenal gland produces extra cortisol, adrenaline, and noradrenaline. The stress hormone I'm going to focus on is noradrenaline, otherwise known as norepinephrine for my overseas listeners. Noradrenaline helps to regulate body temperature. It does this by narrowing the thermoneutral zone. The thermoneutral zone is the temperature you feel comfortable in. If your temperature moves outside of this range, you will experience discomfort, either hot or cold. So the more stressed you are, the narrower this range becomes. The room temperature doesn't change, but your sensitivity to it does, making you more prone to flushing. Excess noradrenaline is also linked with insomnia, loss of libido, digestive issues, lower resistance to infection, slower healing time and depression. Consider your overall stress levels. Look at what stresses you out. Can you remove anything? The rest needs to be managed. One of the best stress management tools is exercise. And two of my favourite supplements for stress are magnesium and B vitamins. And these are two of the nutrients we discussed as being cofactors for optimal reception health. If you go to the show notes, I've added a blog post with 31 mindful exercises to help increase your tolerance to stress and help you find more peace. I hope you enjoy it. The next thing to consider with hot flushes is your serotonin levels. This happy hormone works in opposition to noradrenaline. It widens your thermoneutral zone and prevents hot flushes. It's also involved in regulating mood, digestion, sleep, memory, and libido. This is why serotonin-based antidepressants are being offered to women transitioning through menopause. It's not my first choice of treatment, but it may be an option. There are other ways to improve your serotonin. Serotonin can be increased by finding peace and happiness. I know that's easier said than done. Think about what brings you joy, or at least what used to bring you joy. Maybe it's time to restart an old hobby, or finally make time to do something you've always wanted to do. Most of your serotonin is produced in your digestive system. Therefore, digestive issues can reduce the amount of serotonin available. Sounds like it's time to clean up your diet. My tips here would be to avoid gluten, dairy, and sugar. When we're looking at supplements, there are things called psychobiotics. They're probiotics that are designed to improve your mood. Another very powerful supplement for increasing serotonin is vitamin D. Anyone who's had a vitamin D deficiency may have experienced depression related to lower serotonin levels. So it's worthwhile having a simple blood test and determining what your vitamin D status is, as this is something that's easily rectified if it's a problem. Tip of the week. Each week I'm going to add a lifestyle or environmental tip to help improve your results. As we've been talking about items that like to clog up receptors, I thought this week's tip should be to remove plastics from your home. Plastics are xenoestrogens, or environmental substances that wreak havoc on our hormones. Most households are filled with plastics, but there are easy swaps that can be made. You can replace your plastic water bottle with a glass or stainless steel variety. You can remove old plastic storageware containers and swap them for glass ones. Have you seen the reusable beeswax covers that can replace plastic wrap? I have these, but to be honest with you, I rarely use them as I place all leftover food in glassware. Ditch plastic straws, or at least replace them with paper, bamboo, or stainless steel ones. Stop using plastic bags. I think most of us have done this by now. Carry your own reusable coffee cup with you. The biggest problem with takeaway coffee cups is the lid. Combine that with the heat of the coffee and you're sipping on plastic. Actually, a better option is to take a seat. Give yourself time to relax and savour your drink instead of drinking on the run. Going completely plastic-free is hard, but little by little all these changes start to add up, and they're going to benefit not only you, but the entire planet. Let's summarise everything so far. In the lifestyle section, we've determined it's time to clean up the environment. Now, I know this is something I haven't gone into in much detail, but let me promise you this certainly is a topic that we'll be discussing soon in a lot of detail. It's time to get on top of our stress levels. it's time to find what brings us more joy. It's time to consider our personal triggers, for example, coffee or alcohol or smokes. Something that I haven't discussed is actually sleep. And there is research linking chronic insomnia to more frequent and more intense flushes. So if possible, see what you can do about getting a good night's sleep. And that is another topic we will certainly be discussing in more detail soon. Key supplements so far are magnesium. Magnesium is a cofactor for optimal hormone receptor function, and it also reduces our stress levels. B vitamins are also essential for hormonal receptor function and can reduce stress. Zinc, vitamin A and iodine were suggested as receptor cofactors. A little word of warning is don't play around with iodine at home if you have a thyroid-related autoimmune disease. 2 additional supplements that are discussed in the scientific literature on hot flushes are vitamin E and omega-3. Vitamin E is a specific vitamin for hormonal health. It is also beneficial for heart health, immune health, memory, and eyesight. Omega-3 can be found in fish oil and sea buckthorn. Fish oil is the better choice if you are also experiencing arthritis, although I often prescribe sea buckthorn in menopause due to its omega-3 component, as this helps with lubrication and reducing dryness. And then last of all, we discussed probiotics to help improve digestive function and to also help improve serotonin production. Diet summary. We discussed cutting gluten, dairy, and sugar from your diet. Something we didn't mention was the addition of phytoestrogens. These are compounds found in plants that have an estrogen-like effect in the body. They are similar shape and have the ability to activate estrogen receptors. They are found in nuts, seeds, legumes, sprouts, some fruit and vegetables. My favourite is flaxseed, which is also known as linseed. In my household, we often grind it up with sunflower seeds and almonds to make an LSA mix. This can be sprinkled over food or used as a flour substitute, added to smoothies, etc. It's an easy-peasy way to increase your phytoestrogen consumption. Lifestyle tips. It's ideal to wear natural fibres that are loose and layered. I'm not sure whether you're aware, but there are specific clothing ranges designed especially for menopausal women. The fabrics are designed to dry quickly, to keep you cool, and to look stylish. Here are a couple of brands you might want to check out. Cucumber Clothing, We Become, and Attune Women's Wear. It's also a good idea to have a handheld fan within reach. You never know when you're going to need it. And some women like to wear wet towels across the back of their neck just to help them keep cool. If you have access to herbal medicine, here are a few remedies you may like to consider. Please note, you are best to speak to a practitioner before starting these to check they are right for you. Okay, these are my top herbs for hot flushes. Tribulus. Tribulus is by far the most successful herb in clinical trials when it comes to reducing hot flushes. Black cohosh. Black cohosh is good for flushing, especially when accompanied with mood changes. Motherwort. This is the herb of choice if flushing is accompanied with palpitations, racing heartbeat, and anxiety. Sage. Sage is for those flushing women who are excessively perspirating. Romania. This one is good for women who are flushing due to stressful triggers. Ziziphus is a herb of choice if your flushing is accompanied with anxiety and or insomnia. Are you ready to improve your health and happiness and say goodbye to hot flushes, mood swings, insomnia and more? Be the first in line when my online retreat doors open by joining our waitlist at menopausenaturalsolutions.com. The online retreat is our version of a health retreat, but from the comfort and convenience of your own home. Learn about testing for menopause, eating nutritious foods, which vitamins and minerals might suit you, which environmental changes do you need to make, what lifestyle changes do you need to make, and how to better manage your stress levels. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. In future episodes, I'd like to introduce a Q&A segment. Please email me your questions at hello@menopausenaturalsolutions.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for listening to Menopause Natural Solutions. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, share, and leave us a review. This podcast contains general information about menopause. It is provided as a guide and is not intended to